Hello. Welcome to the 10th part of the I'll be taking a break for personal reasons. A special thanks to my channel members and Patreon for supporting me. And if you want to support, you can join my channel membership or Patreon for as low as $1. Thank you very much. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part, we see that a lot of soldiers are dead at Antria. Crocky is also on the ground. Andy says, Crocky? Chrissy says, Andy, run away quickly. Chief of the crocodile monster says, you're one persistent guy. Angels and Yiksha chicken soldiers are fighting, saying, stop the invaders. The invader uses a really strong attack and says, these ridiculous vermin. Andy says, Lilith. But how can we? Empire's commander says, that girl there is one of you Ilshin's power sources. Crocodile says, she must be worth eating. Crocky stands in front of him and says, no, I won't let you take Annie. If you lay a hand on her, I'll kill you, even if you're my brother. Crocodile says, brother? And cuts down Crocky and says, you couldn't, to even take revenge for your parents, yet you're living like a dog down there? I've never had such a rotten brother. Now let's check out Yuilshin's most cherished bug. Shall we see how tasty it is? She thinks, our powers aren't enough to stop those monsters. Yuilshin, please help us. After that we see at Yuilshin's office cell. He says, why isn't it working? Yuilshin says, descend to Antria. A message popped up saying, alter ego summoning has weakened you. You cannot descend to Antria. Yuilshin thinks, damn it. I can't recall my alter ego from his fight with the sun god. And if I don't get to Antria, they're going to get annihilated. What on earth should I do? Yuilshin hears Crocky saying, please help us. Yuilshin thinks, this voice, it's Crocky. Crocky says, Yuilshin, please save Annie. Please. A message popped up saying, the tiny miracle Crocky holds is blossoming. Crocky is now able to evolve. Will you evolve the temporary divine beast Crocky into the divine beast dragon? Yuilshin thinks, divine beast dragon. That's right. Right now, you're the only one I can trust. Crocky is crying and saying, Yuilshin. Yuilshin says, Crocky, I'm leaving Antria in your hands. Crocodile is about to eat Andy. Empire commander thinks, it's over now, Yuilshin. Finally, I can face the emperor. Crocodile feels something. Crocky cuts his hand off. Who the hell? Andy says, thank you for rescuing me. But who? Crocky says, Annie, it's me. Crocky. She says, Crocky. A message popped up saying, Crocky has evolved into the divine beast dragon. Crocky is worth 20s rankers. Yuilshin is surprised and says, 20s rankers. This is no tiny miracle. It's a huge one. Crocodile says, how did this weak traitor suddenly? The Empire commander thinks, Yuilshin, it's definitely his doing. But he should have been in the middle of a fight with the sun god. Crocky says, brother, what a shame. Had you not crossed the line, the merciful Yuilshin would have taken you in. Crocodile says, what the fuck did you just say? Merciful Yuilshin, you're hell-bent on dying, aren't you? The Empire commander says, Alpha, retreat for now, he has gotten way stronger. Crocodile says, are you suggesting that I run away with that traitor in front of me? I'm going to take his head with me. Crochi says, you dare to commit the sin of murdering Yuilshin's followers, as well as laying your hand on Andy. Pay for it with your life, brother. Crocky uses dragon's breath. The Empire commander says, how did things turn out this way? I apologize, my brother. All the black ants get happy and says, Crocky defeated the monster. We won. Crocky thinks, I can't believe I'm this strong. Wyatt, no. This is all thanks to Yuilshin. Yuilshin. A message popped up saying, Crocky's divine beast evolution and his offerings are restoring your divine powers. Yuilshin thinks, who would have expected that Crocky would become this powerful? I guess you can't fool your blood, after all. Annie says, Yuilshin, there are still many injured followers. Please rescue them. Yuilshin says, of course. After all, you are my precious children. Yuilshin uses God's healing ring finger. They all get healed up. They say, it's the grace of Yuilshin. Long live Yuilshin. Crocky thinks, so this is Yuilshin's grace. It's incredible. For someone like him, I can give him my trust and follow him. Annie says, Crocky. Crocky says, yes. Annie. She says, thank you. Because of you, we could protect the Ant Kingdom. You were so cool today. Crocky starts to blush and says, thank you. Cool. Crocky falls in love. A message popped up saying, Crocky's evolution mode has been disarmed. Annie says, my goodness, Crocky. Crocky woke up. Yuilshin thinks, now that Ant Kingdom's safe, I should give Ilho a hand. He checks Ilho's situation and thinks, what on earth happened? Ilho is injured? Yuilshin thinks, Ilho's in danger. After that, we see Clone is fighting against Sun God. Clone says, "What did you just say?" Sun God says, "I will stand at the top of the gods, even so-called great evil gods like soundless nightmares. And the 1,000 blades that cut all will soon come to fear me. If you declined in your foolishness, I'll give you another honorable opportunity. Become my kin and devote your power to me." Clone thinks, honorable opportunity? Bullshit. He simply wants my powers. Clown says, "Oi, you bird brain." Sun God says, "What did you say?" Bird brain. Clone says, "If you want to have me as you kin, kill the god of destruction. Then I'll consider coming under you." Sun God is really surprised. He says, "What kind of ridiculous? The god of destruction is a mysterious being who has existed since the beginning of time. Even the greatest of the gods can do nothing." Clone says, "So basically you're scared, huh?" Sun God says, "What? You dare run your mouth so thoughtlessly? You seem to have forgotten something very important. Behold, your followers helplessly waiting for death. Does it not matter to you if your follower dies like this? Make your choice, you Ilshin's avatar. Leave your follower to his death, or become my kin and save his life." After that, we see at the Warrior's Tower 42nd floor. Snake Monster says, "Now die, enemy of my brother." Ilho says, "I'm sorry, you Ilshin. It seems this is it for me. Please take care of yourself." You Ilshin says, "Ilho, open your mouth." Ilho thinks, "This voice, you Ilshin." You Ilshin throws a potion into his mouth. Snake Monster thinks, "Where did that come from?" You Ilshin thinks, "If I interfere directly again, they'll connect the dots between me and the dominator of the Abyss Swamp. So the only thing I can do right now is give him the highest grade potion." A message popped up saying, "Ilho has defeated death, returned to life, and advanced to the next level. Ilho has gained a new skill, Giant Eyes." Ilho gets really big. Snake Monster says, "What on earth?" Ilho thinks, "He constantly helps me out of trouble. As always, his generosity knows no limits." Ilho says, "You dare to stab you Ilshin in the back?" She says, "Don't think. You can win just because you're bigger now. We haven't shown our true form to you yet. I'll show you what my true powers are." Ilho puts his feet on her and crushes her. Ilho says, "This is your punishment for drawing your blade against you Ilshin." A lot of water starts to come out of the ground. Dancer is really happy. She says, "Ilho." Sun God says, "These useless lowly creatures. What a waste of precious divine power. I can't believe you trusted those scumbags, as expected of you, Birdbrain. How about you come under me instead?" Sun God says, "You're proud of getting rid of bums like them? Bums like them being dead or alive make no difference. Now that you've declined my final act of kindness, there will be no more mercy for you. Behold my power." After that, we see at Antrinia. The sun is starting to get bigger. Annie says, "Don't tell me that's." And in Seoul, South Korea. And also at the Warrior's Tower 42nd floor. Sun is getting bigger. Ilho says, "You Ilshin." Sun God says, "I shall destroy all 3 worlds that are the source of your power. Try stopping this, you Ilshin." Water Goddess appears behind them and says, "The sun keeps getting bigger." Ilho says, "What the hell is going on?" Water Goddess says, "The sun god is going on a rampage." Dancer says, "This voice." Water Goddess. Ilho says, "You're the Water Goddess?" Dancer hugs her and says, "Do you know how worried I was?" She says, "Yes, I am the goddess of water, the god of this world." She says, "Thanks to you eliminating the follower of Dominator of the Abyss Swamp, I was able to wake up. As much as I'd love to say thank you and reward you, it seems like we have some work to do first." Ilho says, "Yes, but how on earth? That huge sun." She says, "We're certainly now going to be able to stop that vicious sun on our own. However, we can create the path of least resistance. Shoot the sun god with this." Ilho says, "You want me to shoot the sun god with this bow? But I don't even have arrows." She says, "Don't worry about the arrows, because I've got an arrow that can land a strike on even the sun god." After that, we see that Hunter Kongwu penthouse. Sword Phantom says, "What the heck is all this?" Kongwu thinks, "This is a triple S-class gate. This certainly didn't happen in my previous life. Is Yuilshin behind all this?" A portal appears behind them. Shinyu says, "A rupture all of a sudden?" 1. Yuilshin comes out of the portal and says, "Have you been guarding each other properly, Sword Phantom, Shinyu?" Sword Phantom says, "Sword God? Where did you learn teleportation?" Shinyu says, "As expected of you, Sword God. You've surpassed my wildest imaginations." Yuilshin says, "Wait, we have more pressing matter." System says, "The fanatic follower Sword Phantom has leveled up to S-class." Through the fanatic follower Lin Xiaoming's evangelism, the remnants of the three heroes, society have become your followers with the exception of Ouyang Feng. Yu Ilshin says, Mr. Sword Phantom. Finally, you've progressed to S-Class. Sword Phantom says, it's all thanks to you and the heavenly demon, Sword God. Yu Ilshin says, Sword Phantom, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need the Chinese knife for a bit. You see, I needed to cut through some fire. Sword Phantom says, Ilshin, this guy's more powerful than the sun god from last time. But I've gotten stronger than before as well. Let's try slicing through the sun once again. Heavenly Demon. The 10th part of the I'll be taking a break for personal reasons ends here. If you want to see more, please subscribe and like. And if you want to support me financially, you can join my channel membership or Patreon only for $1. Patreon and Discord links are in the description if you want to support me. And a special thanks to all my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks for watching.